Hi friends, I am Anil. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Computer Basics. Till now, we have gone through hardware basics, software basics, and we are now going through programming basics. In programming basics, we have gone through in our class 5, we have gone through addition of two numbers using input without using input. So now we should know some theory regarding the programming languages. Those theory, the first theory in any programming language, the first theory is token. What is a token? So to understand the token, let me take one example. I am writing a statement: I am a teacher. First, then anything else. So here what happens? I is a token, space is a token, M is a token, space is a token, A teacher. Each word is a token. Okay. Now again at the end the full stop is also a token. Now how you will define a token? So the definition is the smallest individual unit of a program is known as token. Okay. Now, how to know the smallest individual unit of a program? So, to know the smallest individual of a program, let us consider. Let us start from a C program. Just the program I will take what we have done in the last example. Okay. So in the last example, what we have taken has include stdio.h, then int main int x comma y comma z, x equal to 10, y is equal to 20, z is equal to x plus y, printf result is equal to percentage d z, closing curly bracket. So how to find out the tokens in this program? So as I told you, it is the smallest individual unit of the program. So whatever the smallest individual units are there, which are having some meaning, that is known as the token. So let us see what are the tokens. First of all, see in include x y z is equal to comma semicolon. So these are the smallest individual unit, blank space. Okay. Then here if you will go 10, 20 is equal to semicolon. These are tokens. So if you will divide the code, you write a program and divide it into individual units. So each individual unit will be one token. Now how to read regarding these tokens? How to know regarding these tokens? Whether it is C, C++, Java, Python, whatever it may be, the tokens are divided into some categories. Those are: category 1 is keyword, second one is identify. Remember, this thing is there in all the languages, not only in C, not only in Java. Next is operators. or you may tell third point as constant, then you might take operator your wish. There is no third and first. Constant operators. In some places, string is taken as separate token, but actually string is not a separate token. Why? Because if you are writing a string, suppose I have written Anil, so it is a set of characters, ANIL, four characters, set of four characters. So when a set of four characters are missing, are mixing to make this one, then it is, you may tell it is character constant. Okay. So your wish, you can tell string, no problem. Then special symbols. Okay. So whether it is C or C++ or Java or Python, whatever it may be, in all the languages these things are there. Okay. So token is divided into this much of categories. So let us see what are the C tokens first. Okay. Now if I were to consider C tokens, then come to keyword. What is the keyword first? What is the keyword? Keyword is built-in word. Built-in word. What is a built-in word? That means this word is previously defined. You can't use that. In the previous program, I have taken int xyz. That int is a keyword. Why it is a keyword? Int is previously defined. You can't use this word again. So for data types, int, char, float, double, int, char, float, double. Okay. Similarly, if, else, switch. Okay. Then do, while, for. So all these things are considered as keyword. Why these things are considered as keyword? Because these things are previously defined and these are having specific meaning. While I am declaring int x, y, z, then in place of x, y, z, I can't take int or char or do or while. These things I can't take. Like this, C is having 32 tokens. Okay. Others are there like break, continue. We will read one by one. So what happens? These things are taken as keywords as these are previously defined. Now coming to the next one, identifier. What is an identifier? Identifier is the name which the programmer is writing its own by his own. In my last program, I have taken int space x comma y comma z. So that x, y, and z, these three names, I can take ABC, I can take PQR, I can take anything. So those words, those variable names which I am declaring, which user is declaring inside the program, those are called identifiers, names used or created by the user or by the programmer. Okay. Now, for example, in last program I have taken x, y, z. So these are identifiers. Basically, these are variable names. For example, these are variable names. Function names, function or method names. Okay. So these are called identifiers, the name which is created by the programmer himself. So after this identifier, third one is constant. What is a constant? Now constant is the value whose value remains same throughout the program. For example, in last example, I have the program I have written x is equal to 10. The 10 is a constant. Okay. Similarly, you may take character constant, you may take float constant, you may take any data type constant. So whatever value directly you are taking, that is known as constant. Okay. The value that remains constant throughout the program. Okay. If I am talking about integer constant, in last example I have taken 10, 20. Similarly, character constant you can take A, B. Okay, these are the constants. String is nothing but the set of characters. If I am writing here Anil, it is a set of characters, not a single character. So you can take in a string category, or you may tell it literal, or you may keep it in constants only. It's your wish. Okay. Now next is operators and special symbols. If you are coming to special symbols, if you are coming to special symbols, in all the languages, some special symbols are there, but in Python it is very less. Okay, in Python it is very less, but in other languages, see, we are using curly bracket, parenthesis, okay, colon, semicolon, all these things we are using, ampersand, percentage, whatever special symbols we are taking, those are coming under the special symbols, or you might have special characters. The final one and very important one, that is operator, and this operator is same in all the languages. For example, arithmetic operator, plus, minus, multiplication, division. Okay. Relational operators, greater than, less than, greater than, equal to, less than, equal to, assignment statement is equal to. Okay. Similarly, logical operators are there, and logical and, logical or, logical not. So like this different operators are there. Okay. So if required for operator, I will take another class. I can type. So bitwise operator is there, shift operator is there. Whatever operators are there, it is same for all the languages. Okay. So these are the tokens. It is not only in C. When it comes to C plus plus, you see, those these 32 keywords are there. Extra 31 keywords are added here, just like access specifiers, public, private, protected. Those who are not there in C but added in C++. These are there in Java also. So while reading token, don't think that you are reading the token of one special language like C or C++ or something. Those tokens are allowed in all the languages. But one thing in mind, while you are reading Python, these special symbols are very less. That's the only difference. While writing program, that will be clear. So for the time being, token is the smallest individual unit of a program. Okay. Now that might be in one of the six categories. What are they? Keyword, identifier, constant, operator, and special symbols. Those five categories. Okay. Four, five. Sixth one I have deleted, string. Okay, string I have taken in constant only. I can tell you that character constant or character string, character array. Okay, or you might take it in another one. No problem. Another category. So for the timing, this one. In the next video, we will start decision statements, if else. Okay. We should not worry about language. I'm repeatedly telling I'm not teaching you C, not teaching you C++, not Java, not Python. You can write in any language. Okay, I will take all the four examples if necessary. But thing is that we will be following the five steps of programming strictly. So input output, finding out the input, finding out the output, algorithm. These three steps are same for all the languages. After that, when you will enter into pseudocode and you will find out the program, that those two steps are program specific, program syntax specific. Okay, but up to algorithm it is same. So I will not name it is that it is C or C++ or Java tokens. That's it. Okay. So, if you are a BTech students, subscribe it. It is highly essential. For BTech first year students, it is highly essential. BTech second year, third year, fourth year of CSE, IT and electronics, it is highly essential. BCMCA students, this channel, these videos, programming concept is highly essential. And nowadays, CBSE 11th, 12th students also, it is highly essential. So all category of students go through the video and start programming. Thank you.